Hi, my name is Denise. I'm 28 years old and I have cystic fibrosis. And today I want to tell you a little story because I am a passionate traveler. I'm also a videographer and a freelance writer. And I have been traveling in South America for about 10 months now. Together with my boyfriend, we converted a van and had it shipped to Uruguay. Going on this big journey was definitely a dream of mine for a long time. And one of the big reasons why we do this journey is that we wanted to really embrace this time where I'm still healthy and I can still do a lot of things. And so we just wanted to go for it. So what is cystic fibrosis? Cystic fibrosis is one of the most common genetic metabolic diseases which affects mainly the lungs, but also many other organs such as the pancreas and liver. And due to a genetic defect, the transport of salt and water in the body doesn't function as it should, which results in viscous, thick mucus. This mucus sticks to the inside of the air passages in the lungs and other organs, which over time causes permanent damage, especially to the lungs, and makes medical treatment inevitable. Life with cystic fibrosis, it requires several inhalants a day, regular exercise, and you have to take loads of different medication in the form of pills to support the function of the organs that don't work correctly, in the form of sprays, inhalants, etc. Around the world, there are about 70,000 to 100,000 people affected by cystic fibrosis, but of course there are many, many more that aren't even diagnosed. How cystic fibrosis affects people can be very, very different. Some people have more problems with the lungs and others more with the digestive system or any of the other organs. The condition really depends on many different factors. In just a moment, you're going to find out a little bit more about cystic fibrosis and how it affects people around the world. Well, before we came to this country we're in right now, which is Peru, I was very interested in finding out about cystic fibrosis in Peru, as well as in some of the other countries we've been to. And when I started to research about cystic fibrosis in Peru, I was very, very shocked to see what the reality is, because the average life expectancy here in Peru with cystic fibrosis is about 12 to 14 years. It's very strange for me because in Germany, where I come from, the life expectancy has gone up rapidly through all the research and the very good care we have. And so today the average life expectancy lies at about 45 years. So I was very interested in finding out why this is. So I came to Peru and I met up with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation here. Meeting the participants in the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation in Peru was an incredible experience because the Cystic Fibrosis organization in Peru consists pretty much of moms of cystic fibrosis patients and grandmas, and they are really dedicated to creating awareness in Peru, to demonstrate, to fight for their right to receive adequate health care, and just teaching other families about cystic fibrosis and the treatments. And these women were just really inspiring to me. And they started talking to me about why they have these problems in Peru. So the problem seems to be that people do not believe that cystic fibrosis can be treated. It's taken as a death sentence once it's diagnosed, if it's diagnosed, which is rarely the case. Well, with this video, we around the world, cystic fibrosis adults, we want to show how we live with cystic fibrosis and that it is possible to live with this disease. And so, here are some very inspiring, amazing people from around the world that have cystic fibrosis. So I'm happy to have you get to know their story.
Hola, me llamo Richard, soy francés, tengo 25 años, casi 26. Trato de ser videomaker y me diagnosticaron una fibrosis quística FQ a la edad de 1.
Hola, mi nombre es Rodrigo Varela, tengo 37 años, estudié licenciatura en comunicación y animación digital y trabajo de forma independiente haciéndolo.
Also, ich bin Marisa, ich bin 31 und ich komme aus der Schweiz.
Hola, soy Federico Luque, tengo 28 años, soy de Buenos Aires, Argentina. Mi pasión es comunicar lo que es vivir con fibrosis quística.
Hi, I'm Linda. I live in Austria, Vienna, and I have cystic fibrosis.
Hi Leute, mein Name ist Chris Gohnschwege und ich bin 24 Jahre alt, komme aus Deutschland und habe auch, wie ihr, Mukoviszidose, wenn ihr es habt.
Hi guys, this is Juliana. I'm 26 years old. I live in Colombia and I have CF. I have the most common mutation, which is DF508.
Hola, me llamo Sara y yo tengo 27 años. Soy de los Estados Unidos y vivo en el sur. Mi estado se llama Louisiana y yo tengo la fibrosis quística.
Hallo, ich bin Caro, 25 Jahre alt und habe Mukoviszidose.
Hi there, my name is Trina Lane. I am 32 years old. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I have cystic fibrosis.
Hi, hallo, mein Name ist Valeska Schütte. Ich wohne in Göttingen, bin 41 Jahre alt und die Diagnose Mukoviszidose wurde gestellt direkt nach meiner Geburt.
Hallo, ich bin Leo. Ich bin Physiotherapeutin und Kundalini-Yoga-Lehrerin, bin 30 Jahre alt und ich habe Mukoviszidose.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I am 31 years old. I'm originally from Brazil and I grew up there. I was raised there. 1 year and a half ago, I moved to the US, to North Carolina, mainly because of my work. Since I'm a CF researcher, I was able to relocate here.
Hallo, mein Name ist Dirk Schramm. Ich bin Kinderarzt und Kinderpneumologe und seit über 10 Jahren mit der Therapie der Mukoviszidose vertraut. Ich arbeite in einem Zentrum für Mukoviszidose an der Universität Düsseldorf hier in Deutschland und betreue nicht nur Kinder und Jugendliche, sondern auch erwachsene Patienten mit zystischer Fibrose.
Esta enfermedad me la diagnosticaron a los 7 años y sus síntomas son sudoración en exceso y pérdida de cloruro de sodio, presión en el pecho y generación de moco, la cual me genera mucha tos a diario. Para contrarrestar el avance de esta enfermedad, realizo un tratamiento nebulizado todos los días con antibióticos y también ejercicios respiratorios para poder expulsar estos mocos que tengo en los pulmones.
I'm 23 years old now, and I would say that I live my life really independently, which is thanks to the treatments and medications I'm lucky to receive here in Austria, and that I have been receiving since a very young age, since my diagnosis at 3 months old.
Estoy colonizado con pseudomonas. El diagnóstico me lo hicieron alrededor de los 13-14 años y la fibrosis quística influye en varios aspectos de mi vida. Desde el punto de vista psicológico y anímico, me da fuerzas para no bajar los brazos, me motiva y obliga a veces a hacer deporte y no quedarme estancado. Me ocupa bastante tiempo los tratamientos y lo que me enseña a tener que administrarme y ser de alguna manera organizado.
Die Muko schränkt mich im Alltag schon ziemlich ein. Ich kann eben nicht arbeiten gehen mehr, zumindest nicht Vollzeit. Und auch so Erledigungen merke ich halt einfach an der Lunge, dass es mir atmen schwerfällt und so weiter. Trotzdem mache ich jetzt Krafttraining und es tut mir auch ziemlich gut. Von der Lungenfunktion hat es zwar nicht verbessert, aber einfach, dass ich stabiler bin, weniger Infekte habe, was natürlich auch von der Simkevi-Therapie kommt. Aber durch das Simkevi kann ich eben erst Sport machen und vorher habe ich mich immer davor geweigert.
So what I would do is do inhalation treatments in the mornings and in the evenings, for which I use this kind of big inhaler. I also take that with me wherever I go on my travels. And with that, I use Muco Clear to mobilize the mucus in my lungs. And I would also use Soltanol, which opens up the airways even further. It also comes in that form, little inhaler like that I can take with me wherever I go. And it's a real lifesaver for when I'm doing sports or going on a hike, stuff like that, or when I'm just having a really long and hard day and feel like I need a little push in between. So that really helps in everyday life. And since February, I've been taking a really new treatment that's called Symdeco. It's a combination therapy, and it consists of taking Symkivi in the morning and Kalideco in the evening. And thanks to this treatment, I've been able to improve my lung function quite a bit. Before I started this treatment, my lung function would be at around 55% when I didn't have an infection, and I would experience quite big drops down to 45% when I had infections. And since I started this treatment, my lung function has been quite stable at around 63%. No matter if I don't have an infection or if I do have an infection. So that's a real improvement.
Insgesamt haben diese Therapieveränderungen und die Verfügbarkeit von Medikamenten einen deutlichen Sprung in der Lebenserwartung der Mukoviszidose gemacht. Wir waren Anfang 2010 schon bei einer durchschnittlichen Lebenserwartung von 40 Jahren angekommen und sehen seit 2010 einen ganz neuen pharmakologischen Weg, und das ist der sogenannten genmodulierenden Medikamente, deren Einsatz 2015, 2016 zum ersten Mal in Amerika auch von offizieller Seite aus möglich war und im Folgejahr auch in Europa zur Verfügung stehen, die Medikamente, die einen genmodulierenden Effekt haben und damit sozusagen direkt an der Ursache der Mukoviszidose angreifen.
Ja, ich habe einmal Delta F508 und eine andere Mutation, deswegen kann ich leider die neuen Medikamente nicht nehmen, was manchmal ein bisschen traurig ist und frustrierend, aber naja, komm, was soll's. Außerdem habe ich noch einen Diabetes. Hier ist meine Insulinpumpe, den habe ich seit 2013. Ist dann so ein Katheter, den ich dann hier habe. Ja, und meine Ernährungssonde. Darüber bekomme ich dann nachts meine Sondennahrung, 2000 Kalorien. Ja, ist nicht ganz so angenehm, aber geht trotzdem. Ja, und hier, das ist meine Ernährungspumpe für nachts. Ja, und ja, für IV-Therapien habe ich auch noch was Wichtiges, mein Port. Das ist er. Und seitdem sind die IV-Therapien bei mir ein bisschen angenehmer. Ich hatte früher immer ganz schlechte Wehen oder habe sie heute noch, aber jetzt geht's momentan.
A todo este tratamiento yo le agrego actividades aeróbicas, actividades de fuerza y pilates. Y también terapias alternativas como el Reiki, biodecodificación y meditación. Convivir con fibrosis quística es algo muy positivo. Te da una apertura mental muy distinta al resto y te hace ver la realidad desde otro punto de vista, que a veces suele ser hasta incomprendido, pero cuando logras expresarte y poder llegar al diálogo con las personas, logran entenderte y cambian su postura respecto a los pensamientos que uno tiene.
I want to tell you about Colombian health system. For example, the vest, I didn't get it from Colombia, I got it from other nation. A friend who helped me in US. You are watching this, so I love you. Also, Orkambi is just approved for 3 people here in Colombia still, and sometimes it's really hard to get it. For me, they stop it and they give it back, so it's kind of hard to keep up on the treatment. Some of my medicines or some of my, for example, the inhaler for the nose, I think is the Parisinas, this one. They didn't give it to me, we have to buy it. They do give me some basic stuff like Hypersal, the enzymes, Pulmozyme, and other medicines that has helped me, but some of other things I have got it myself, or my parents.
How it is in Brazil, the care. One of the main reasons that brought me here was exactly the problem in accessing medications in Brazil. So we have a problem of distribution of medication because sometimes it's not as continuous, and then the whole community there, like I grew up seeing my parents fighting to make sure that I didn't miss out on any medication. A really big problem is also to have access to new medications. They take many years, 6 years sometimes, even more, to get to Brazil. So we really need to talk about it. It's very important. And for me, I use an inhaled antibiotic casein that really helped me, but that is not approved by the FDA of Brazil because the company had no interest on going to Brazil. So the only way I could get it was doing a lawsuit against the government, but every 6 months, and that was exhausting. And sometimes, depending on the judge could just say no, and that happened. They said, no, your medication's too expensive. I prefer to give a less expensive medication to more people than just you. And that was really messed up. And I was able to appeal and get the medication, but I decided I don't want to keep having to do that anymore. That's one of the reasons I moved here to US, and I don't have any more problems with having casein on my hands, which I'm really grateful for.
Nun ist es so, dass ich im März 2019, Ende März, jetzt transplantiert wurde. Es war auch Zeit, weil es mittlerweile relativ knapp war. Mein FEV1 war bei 19%. Jetzt mittlerweile ist er bei 51, also einen Teil habe ich schon geschafft, aber es ist noch viel Luft nach oben. Es ist wirklich wie ein neues Leben. Es war hammerhart, es ist eine hammerharte Zeit, es ist nichts, was man beschönigen kann. Und trotz allem muss ich sagen, dass ich es jederzeit wieder machen würde, tatsächlich, weil ich einfach so viel gewonnen habe. Ich kann als allererstes wieder mit meinem Hund rausgehen, ohne dass mir die Luft nach 2 Minuten ausgeht. Ich brauche keinen Sauerstoff mehr, ich brauche keine Beatmung mehr. All die Dinge, die mich im Alltag eingeschränkt haben. Ich habe einfach keine Todesängste mehr, ganz klar. Es war ein ganz, ganz klarer Gewinn an Lebensqualität, an Freude, an endlich mal ein bisschen mehr Unbeschwertheit, ganz wichtig.
I was diagnosed at 6 months old, and in 1987, that was a death sentence. They told my parents that I probably would not live to see my 12th birthday. Growing up with cystic fibrosis in Canada was definitely best case scenario. I always had availability to have my medical needs met. A lot of medications and therapies. Going into my 30s, I started getting much sicker. I started getting these crazy lung bleeds where I would just randomly start coughing up tons of blood, and I was losing lung function, about 10% lung function every year. Very fortunately, because of medical technology, I have been able to not only survive, but thrive, and I live a very fabulous and wonderful life. In September 2018, after about 4 months stint in hospital, I was asked by the medical team at St. Paul's Hospital research department if I would be part of a drug study.
The study was for a drug that has just recently been FDA approved. It's called Trikafta. The drug basically works on a cellular level. It changes the CFTR protein in the body. So over the last year, my body has stopped producing cystic fibrosis mucus and now produces normal, virtually normal mucus. So even though these are the pills that I've been traveling with, I have never been healthier in my life. I've gained back about 23% lung function and gained about 20 pounds. And I have been thriving ever since. My hope with this video is that we can get some recognition and get some help for the countries that need it, just to get the basic medical supplies that they need, because cystic fibrosis doesn't have to be a death sentence at a young age. And with a drug like Trikafta coming out, you know, if started young, these kids could live virtually completely normal lives. The earlier you're on it, the less damage that's done to your body.
Diese Veränderung in der Lebenserwartung können wir im Moment statistisch noch nicht wiedergehen, aber in unserer klinischen Beobachtung haben wir das Gefühl, dass wir dort jedes Jahr mit großen Schritten weiter voranschreiten, sodass es durchaus Überlegungen und Meinungen gibt, dass wir in einigen Jahren vielleicht so weit sind, den Kindern eine normale Lebenserwartung zu gewährleisten.
I think that talking about all of this is so important, and I really hope that everyone with CF, the ones with the rare mutations like me, can have access to new treatment, and also all the countries can also have access to this new medication as soon as possible. That's why it's so important talking about it, because not being included in this advance is so hard. It messes up your mental health completely, and has been really hard for me. So, because I feel that I was in the wrong country. Now I'm in the right country, but with the wrong mutations. But I'm still hopeful for the future, and I think projects like this are very important. Thank you very much.
I really hope that we are able to rise up as a community and that we are able to get some attention for the countries and the people and the families that really need it, because cystic fibrosis doesn't have to be a death sentence. You can live a fabulous and beautiful life, and I am the most fortunate person in the world to be able to go into my 30s and get to experience all the things that a woman in her 30s gets to experience. And I'm so grateful for that. So thank you for listening, and let's get this show on the road. Let's get people to listen and to know that that there's a chance for these kids. There's a chance for everybody. Thank you.
Ahora, para todos los tomadores de decisiones en las regiones donde la FQ es dejada de lado, puede hacer algo, y comienza con la comunicación y sabiendo que los pacientes FQ no son una causa perdida.